Bold and Ridiculous podcast. I am Derek. Hello. This show is really about me and how great I am. No, it really isn't about that. Anyhow, we will be discussing all things organizing today. And we have some very special people with us here. Well, almost everyone. We have Derek, who is a mediocre version of me. Hi, Derek.
Hi, Derek.
Hi. And for the record, he spells his name incorrectly. I'm not sure what that is about. And we also have Hagar, the insurance aardvark. Hi, Hagar.
Hi.
Welcome. Looking great. And last but not least, we have Morgan, a
Hi.
professional organizer, also known as the Morganizer. Hi, Morgan.
Hi.
Hi. I find it interesting that part of the word organize is in your name. So I'm wondering if it was your destiny to be an organizer or possibly an organ player. Not sure, but welcome. And
Thank you.
Derek will now be taking over. I apologize for what he says and his mediocre performance. Derek?
Thank you, Derek. So, how did you started in organizing or playing the organ? I don't know if you know organ playing.
I don't know how to play the organ, so it is the organizing that I got into. I grew up in a very disorganized home. My mom was chronically disorganized and messy. And so I kind of went the opposite way and created kind of a safe space in my bedroom. And then as I got older, um, Instagram took off and I started sharing how I lived my life, cleaning and organizing my own home. And I started sharing that on social media. And it just kind of exploded from there. People really loved to see that. And then I ended up connecting with a woman who was a professional organizer, and she was teaching me that this is something you can actually do for a living, is organizing other people's homes. So something that came natural to me, I could make a living off of it. So I started with friends and family doing working for free in exchange for content for social media and also Google reviews. So, and then it just snowballed word of mouth that way. So,
And you're very, I wanted to use a fancy word and I couldn't think of it. You're on the Instagram a lot, right? So
yes,
what's your Insta handle?
yes, it's Morganized underscore living. Believe it or not, there's already a Morganized living, and it's just some random person who's not even active, and I would have to buy it from her. So
A
I had to
thief,
put
a thief.
an underscore in there.
Maybe we send an army of armadillos over to take care
Yeah, yeah, some aardvarks.
of.
The aardvarks will ride.
Yes.
The dawn of the aardvarks is coming. So, so what advice do you have for new business owners who are they're planning to work from home? What advice do you have for them in their organizing to not just, set up on a kitchen table and annoy the whole family?
Yeah, so I would say to not only have the work life boundaries, but also have your physical boundaries. So I would set up a spatial limit, especially if you have your own room to do that. It will be nice to have a door that closes so it creates that physical boundary of feeling like you are in at work. And don't do your admin work at the kitchen table, don't take emails in your bed. Really get in a habit of going into your office or going into that space and doing that work and creating those spatial boundaries, say.
I feel attacked.
Are
I
you
am looking
listening?
directly at you.
Derek, are you listening?
I
Yes.
don't have my hearing aids in, so I'm not hearing them.
He's older than he looks, people. He's older than he looks.
So what is the reality of that though? Because you have kids and they're running around and other people have kids. So like so we were impressed. We saw a documentary on Val Kilmer, and one
Oh,
of the things
yes.
that like jumped out to us was his house was messy. Like he had
Yeah.
piles. It
Yeah.
wasn't the typical like fake house. Like
Yeah. I've seen that documentary. It's good.
how do you actually organize your house with kids and pets and chaos and aardvarks coming in and like how can you really do something that's not TV showish gonna fall off the next day as soon as the camera crew is gone?
Right, right. So being on social media a lot, people get a lot of they get caught up in the competitive, not competitive, but comparison trap. And it's not reality at all. Reality is that you live in your home, you make messes, you have kids, you have pets, and they don't always follow the rules, right? They don't always pick up after themselves, whatever. My biggest advice is probably always, always, always declutter. And I know that as a busy mom and business owner, you only have spurts of time in your day. So even setting aside 10 to 15 minutes to tidy up a space or do one little drawer of organizing or tackle your junk drawer. That should only take you maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know about your junk drawer, but just in spurts and give yourself a time limit, when your baby is napping or before you take your dog on the walk. Like find little spurts in your day to do small projects. That's handle it in chunks, small chunks. Okay.
So there's a lot of you mentioned reality TV and the Instagram and all that. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people who are famous for organizing.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Mm-hmm.
one of them would you trash talk? Like who's out there with a show that shouldn't?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The home edit.
Yes,
The home edit. I I love them. I think they're great. They're not bad people, but it's just not.
you don't know that.
I don't know that. I don't know them personally, so they could be that. I don't know. But it's
There's
just
no
not
aardvarks on that
realistic.
show. I'm
Who's
not
on
There's
that show?
disappointed.
there are no aardvarks on that show.
There's
They're
not a single.
anti-aardvark.
So there are Varkas.
They're aardvarkists.
There are Varkas. I think we created a word.
What is that? They're anti
Anti-aardvark.
Anti-aardvark. They must love termites.
Yes. So it's just not realistic. Like they color coordinate their fruits and vegetables in their fridge. They really pride themselves on only having 3 pens or like 5 books, and all of the books have to be color coordinated. And it is just not realistic at all. And not a majority of people don't subscribe to that way of living. And I function more, or I work more on the functionality than the aesthetic part of it, because aesthetic is nice, but it has to be able to function for me and my family first, especially if you're shelling out. I mean, getting organized is an investment. And so, especially if you're shelling out all of this money, I don't want it to just look good. I want it to actually work its purpose, you know? So,
I get a lot of that. Why does he
yeah,
just look good? Why doesn't he do anything? Why does he have
exactly. He has to have the full package, you know?
what would you choose? Eternal light or eternal darkness?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think eternal light. I think of the darkness and that kind of gets me claustrophobic. So I think I need the light,
You
eternal
can't
light.
hang out with our little emo crew then.
I love being emo, but I need some light sometimes. So
Right.
Come
yeah,
to the dark
So
side.
yeah,
Come
I
to the dark
know.
side. We will accept you. Well, not with open arms, never mind.
Don't touch us, but we have cookies.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay, well, I don't know. You're kind of convincing now.
We have coffee.
yeah.
Ooh,
Black, of course.
black, of course, but I don't drink black coffee. I like my oat milk. I do. I like.
All right. Well,
Did I
now is
lose
the
you?
time in our show where we take a sponsor break. And by sponsor break, we have none. Because no one knows about us. So everyone just shout out your favorite local businesses.
Roadrunner Coffee.
Very good.
Ooh.
Sponsor us. Give us coffee and a bagel.
I love Bookman's. Bookman's is the
Bookman's.
best. Yes, they're great.
I can think about our coffee shops now, but I'll go Conquistador because they also love termites, eradicating them.
Yes. Do they like hand pick them though, and then bring them to you one by one so you can eat them?
They
'Cause that
do.
serves.
They're a referral partner for me. I eat their pesky friends and help them eradicate what bugs you.
Oh my God. Oh, the puns. Oh, the puns.
Oh, the puns.
We're
Uh,
so funny.
More, but what is your favorite part of organizing?
It's gonna sound ironic, but I love making a mess. I love the making the mess part. So one of the first, after you declutter everything, well, actually, no, cut that out. Edit that, Derek. Don't. Okay. When I first get there, when I first get there, the first step is to take everything out and you kind of make a mess. And that's when you put things into categories. That's when you really start to see the meat of what people have in their space. And I think I'm just a nosy person. So I just love to see what people have. Like, you got 10 hairsprays, you got your knickknacks, you really start to learn who that person is. So I love taking it all out and making a mess, and then of course putting it all back. But my favorite part is taking it all out. Yeah. And then realizing, oh crap, I have to put this all back.
Derek wanted to get a job with Amazon because they were doing a thing where they were going to have people in the neighborhood deliver packages. I don't know if they went through with that, but Derek wanted a job doing that so that he can go door to door and look into people's houses.
I mean, I don't blame them. That sounds amazing. I look like, especially at Christmas time, I love it when people leave their windows open and I can see all their Christmas tree, and yeah, I'm
It's a
kind of a
little
weirdo.
creepy in here.
It's a little creepy.
Now I'm just getting this image of like you as like one of those suction cup cats in someone's car, but on someone's window. It's like, what are you doing?
Like
What are you
this.
doing? Yeah.
When I go to somebody's home and take things out, it's usually ants and I don't put them back in. That's all I'm saying. I
Yeah.
don't just go look in the window.
Yeah, we appreciate that you just get them all out. Don't put them back.
What is something someone should know about their home office journey?
Okay, so working is already stressful. Okay, so you don't need to add more stress onto your life by having a messy office. So I'm looking at you, Derek. I'm looking at you. So you don't need to have more stress in your life. So I think that you should keep it as calm as possible, have a lot of storage options so that at the end of your workday, you can put things away and create a clear space. Um, add your personality to it. Like I love candles, so I always have a candle on my desk. Like make it a fun environment that you want to be in. And don't make it so stuffy and serious. Like have fun with it, but also find a balance between being productive while also, stepping into your space and wanting to get things done at work.
So we're going to take a quick break here for Hagar's Corner, where Hagar is going to give us insurance suggestions for the home office journey.
Insurance is so exciting. And the best part is I don't have any because I don't insure places. I only insure people. So I think the biggest thing that you should have for your home office, as far as insurance wise, is accident insurance. Why? Because we're all accident prone and most accidents happen within close to your workplace, which means if you work at home, that's where you're going to have your accidents. And if you know what I'm talking about, it's like falling and breaking your ankle. So my number one thing is make sure that you have the right insurance for you and talk to somebody else about anything that's not people.
Hagar, do you do life insurance?
I do all kinds of things as long as it's people. The only thing I don't do places, things, boats, and I do limited amounts of puppies. Limited.
Where do people go when they die?
Well, all dogs go to heaven. Where do people go?
Where do people go?
It depends on their wishes.
So
Did you choose eternal light or eternal darkness? That's all
I
I
chose
have to
eternal
say.
darkness.
And that's why you get cookies.
Yeah, cookies. Now I'm just imagining people when they die being turned into like chocolate chips and we eat them.
Fine by me.
You would eat people?
Don't twist my words.
I heard eat people. Thank you, Hagar. Morgan, what do you think the advantages or disadvantages of having a home office versus going to a traditional office environment are?
Yeah, so I think that COVID really taught us about working at home and being at home. And I think in that aspect, it brought a lot of good because parents could stay at home with their kids and really, be involved at home while also being at work. And it's really nice as a mom to be able to have my office and then take an hour lunch break and just go to my kitchen and make lunch for my kids. So I think COVID really taught us to have some work-life balance while being at home. The disadvantage, though, is that you're at home and that your kids are driving you nuts, especially in the summer. And it's really hard when your kids are just banging on the door, they're making a lot of noise, and you're not, you get easily distracted. So I think that is definitely a disadvantage. Your boundaries get crossed a lot. Another thing is that in a traditional work environment, it's easy to just throw your hands up and be like, oh, okay, bye. And, I'm just leaving my mess here on the desk or, whatever. But at home, it kind of forces you to pick up after yourself, and create a nicer environment and take more responsibility for your environment. And so I think there's a lot of pros and cons, but I really love the pro of I'm a homebody, so I love being in my home.
Hagar, what does your workspace look like?
I don't know if I should answer that. But I do work from home. My home and other people's homes. But what I do know is I'm not going to let Morgan come over and find my hairspray.
I didn't know aardvarks used hairspray.
Do you think I'm naturally this beautiful?
That makes sense. I apologize.
I thought it was more of a pomade kind of a thing.
Yeah, more of like an oil. Like a
The ears are slicked back with the oil. The ears.
gotcha. Gotcha.
What is it? Argon? Is that a thing? No, that's a chemical. What's the oil? I don't
Is that
know.
like neon or something? Is that
Like
like a neon light?
I'm just trying to remember things I read on the wife's shampoo bottles. So.
I think there's Moroccan oil.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Some Moroccan. Maybe you use hairspray. Do you have like hair on your toes? Like on your aardvark toes? You need some hairspray? I don't know.
They're
Use it.
kind of claws, but I like to keep
They're
mine
cor-
well maintained. And claws can be beautiful. We are bold and beautiful here.
Yes.
I agree.
I'm gonna say you probably are the most beautiful aardvark I've ever seen.
I agree.
I
Depending.
feel that more people should get to know aardvarks a little bit better.
Yeah.
Well,
Eric, what do you think?
I think we should. Do you have any? What can you tell us about aardvarks?
Well, aardvarks move relatively slowly, except for when we're burrowing or digging. And did you know that aardvarks can swim?
Hmm.
We actually
Mm.
enjoy swimming. Most people don't realize that. But as we go for a leisurely swim, especially since we're here in Arizona, where we're basically the cookies being baked in the oven, we like to go for a swim sometime in the hottest part of the day, and we're nocturnal at night, where we go and can eat up to 50,000 bugs and roam up to 18 miles away from our burrows in order to find our prey.
So if I have you and Michael Phelps at a pool, who's winning in a race?
Well, depends
It
on
needs
whether
to
or not
really
Michael Phelps wants to win that day. I might distract him.
You might distract them with your good looks.
Yes.
100%.
Well, thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Hagar. Thank you, Derek. Derek, why don't you take us out with a little affirmation?
Thank you all. And I would like to end the podcast with a disappointing affirmation. You are enough, not the best, but you'll do. Thank you.
Everyone, have a great week. Go make
Thanks
money.
for having
Don't.
me.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.